Now, I'm going on to the last three questions of 11.6. Okay, so we're going to look at page 300, question number 2. Can all of us look at question number 2? Okay, now the question says, tidal wave, the depth h meters of the water atmosphere T hours after impact is given by this equation. H equals to A cosine T over K plus C. Now, I just want you to take note that T over K is the same as 1 over KT, right? You agree with me? Alright, I'm just rewriting it. Repeat, T over K is the same as 1 over K plus T, right? Okay? Alright, now next. They say that when A, C, and K are constants, the depth of the water is 21 meters at high tide and 30 meters at low tide. The time between successive high tides is 4 pi hours. Now, successive high tides means it's one cycle. Understand? That means the period is 4 pi hours. You get it? Okay? Now, what did they say? Find the values of A, C, and K. Now, I have drawn you the diagram. Okay? Just a diagram first. Can you see that high tide, right? After that, low tide will be at 30, and after that, high tide will be now. This is one cycle, because it's a cosine curve, it looks like that. Am I right? So, the period here is 4 pi. Can you see? I draw for you the first part. Okay, now, my problem now is to determine what is A, K, and C. Get it? Now, I want to look at this picture. What do you think will be the amplitude here? Can you see? It's
21 minus 13 divided by 2.
Can you see the amplitude is 4? Cannot. Amplitude means what? From the axis here, you will see what is the top, what's the bottom. Can you see the amplitude is 4? So A will be what? 4. Okay, now, can you see that by right, this particular, okay, this point here, or rather, this point here will be actually at 1, right? Do you agree? By right. Okay, but because of this being 4, so that's another story. So let's take a look at this.
So it's plus 13 lah.
This particular part. Can you see that I will get A as 4? Everybody okay? Now, how did I get C as 17? All of you look up. How did I get C as 17? Let me just show you. Remember, a normal cosine curve is like this, right?
That's not my bad.
That means over here is what? 0, correct? Can you see that this point has moved up to here? So it's actually 17. Agree, class? Can you see? Normal point is here. This is 0, right? Correct. And how did the 0 move up to there? It's about 17, but then I can reach 17. Agree with what I'm saying here? Okay, so the C is 17. And last part, now remember 2 pi over B is the period. Now my B is 1 over K. So I do this, I can solve, I can get K equals to 2. Everybody clear now? Everybody clear now? Can or cannot? Can, Okay, now, next. Any question you want to ask about 4, 17, and 2? Are you okay? Can understand? Okay, thank you. Okay, right. Okay, how? Can someone explain to me how I get 17 again? How come it's 17? For those who cannot, just take a look first. Do you agree that by right, I have like this, right? But because my A is 4, I'll have 4, negative 4, right? Alright. How did my top part get to 21? 4 plus what? 17, no? That I get to 21, no? Can you see what I'm talking about? So actually, it's actually by logic that you can see. Alright? Now, next part. Part 2. Sketch the graph of H for T between 0 and 2 pi. Okay, I'm going to sketch. This is my graph. of h for t between 0 and 8 pi, not 2 pi, my mistake. Now, just now I said 4 pi is one cycle, right? So 8 pi will be 2 cycles. Can you all see that? Okay, so this is just common now. I just extend it. So I will get this particular graph that I have here. Everybody clear? Everybody clear? Now look at the third part that we come to. Explain how your graph will change if the start of the depth measured is delayed by 2 pi hours. Sketch the new graph for t between 0 and 8 pi. Now, if you delay by 2 pi hours, look at the original graph. Can you see that if I start timing delay 2 pi hours, that means here, right? I will start with a low time. You know what's called delay? Delay means you take later. So if I delay by 2 pi, I will start with a low tide. So can you see that the next graph is low tide, high tide, then low tide, high tide, like that? It's the other way around.
Yes.
Yes.
Then on the axis you need to label 2 pi.
What's that? What are you talking about?
Like, cause at the if it's delayed by 2.
No. If it's delayed by 2 pi, they still want you to draw from 0 to 8 pi. That means I start timing here.
Can.
You get what I'm saying? So I don't shift it off. You don't need, no, it's not 2 pi. That means I start the timing and it's delayed by 2 pi hours.
Can.
You get what I'm saying, right? So we start with a low tide, then after that we delay like that. Everybody clear? Can? Okay, Alright, good. Now, do you agree that if I delay by 4 pi hours, I will get back the same thing? Alright, I'll get back the same thing, right? Okay? Alright? Okay, good. So that is your question number 2. Everybody clear? Okay, good. Next, can we look at question 8? Question 8 talks about a hamster. A hamster wheel with a radius of 25 cm rotates at a speed of 1 revolution for every 4 pi seconds. That means 1 cycle is 4 pi seconds. 1 revolution. Okay? The height hcm of a round on the hamster wheel at time t seconds is given by this. H equals to negative 25 cosine t over 2 plus 27. Okay, first part. Sketch the graph of h for this between 0 and 8 pi. Now I want to look at this particular wheel here. What do you mean by around? That means there's something here that's on the circumference of the wheel. Okay, so if it goes like that. Understand? That's why it's a cycle. Okay? Now, let's sketch the graph. Okay? They gave you the equation like that. Can you see the amplitude must be what? 25, right? Okay? Then the axis must be 27 because I shift up 27 units. Alright? Now, they tell you that the period is 4 pi. Is it 4 pi? Let me just read it. Yes, 4 pi. So what happens is this now. Can you see this is a negative cosine curve? Negative cosine curve will not be like that anymore. It will be the other way around, right? Because it reflects. Okay, so I have already sketched it for you. It's here. Okay, it's here. Here. Now, minimum is 2. Maximum is what? 52. Okay. Now, why is that so? If you look at the equation, all of you look up here. Can you see that this whole thing will be minimum when this is a 1, right? Alright, will be minimum when this is 1. When this is a 1, I get 2, right? Can you see? It will be a maximum when this is a what? Negative 1. What's 25 plus 27? 52. That's why the highest point is 52. Everybody clear? Okay. Now, then this is the graph that we have here. Okay. Now let's take a look at part 2. Explain why the run will never reach the ground. Now I explain this. But my brother had a very good. He had a statement to make me laugh. Okay, that better that I tell you. Okay. Because the minimum value of h is 2, that means the round will always be at least 2 cm from the ground, okay? So it will never reach the ground, right? You understand what I'm talking about? Because it's minimum here, okay? My brother was saying, this question is really not very good. When the people were hamster wheel, they can touch the floor. Correct, I mean, it's only logical, right? Then you say, okay, doing this is not true, but yeah, I also know this testing is a bit fun, but I just want to expose my student that if it's above this, it will never touch the ground. You get what I'm saying? It says to be logical, but externally where to touch it, right? Then after that, whatever is okay. No, you must answer mathematically. You cannot go and say, in real life, the wheel will not touch the ground. You please answer mathematically, okay? But I hope the person will ask the intelligent question, alright?
No, miss,
Okay,
if
actually,
touch
the
the
O-levels
ground.
are they are set 3 years in advance on it. Yeah, but O-levels is set 3 years in advance. They already set already, yours is already set already, sorry. They already know the syllabus will change. You think they know that, oh, tomorrow syllabus change? No. They have a team of people. MOE will know when the syllabus will change before you know, before I know. You can plan one, you think before I know.
I got
Last
MOE
one.
plan.
How high is the round after 10 seconds? So I got to plug in the formula, right? I plug in 10 right for T, right? Correct. For T, then after that I solve. I get 90 for 9 cm. Okay, because you look at the question again, they say that T is what? T seconds is given by this. Is that clear? So you substitute 10 in, you get the answer. Everybody okay so far? Alright, right? Okay, now the most difficult one for all these, right, is actually the projectile motion. Now this one is good when you are in the army, right? Let's say boys or girls also can be in the army, this fine. This is how you project and whether you will hit the target or not. Don't go and throw one cannon, one cannon waste money and then don't hit target, hit the floor. It's kind of nonsense. And what's hit yourself? This time I'll tell you what is hit yourself. Okay, come, let's take a look at the question. Okay. Artillery shell is fired upwards at an angle theta as shown. Assume that the horizontal distance d meters that the shell travels can be plotted by the equation d equals to v squared sine 2 meter over 9.81, where v meters per second is the initial speed of the shell. That means this particular fella will start. You must aim properly, you must tilt the thing right. So boom, this is the maximum distance. You want to hit this guy. Understand what I'm talking about? You must calculate correctly. Don't waste the bomb. The country also need money to manufacture the bomb. Okay.
Miss, this one practice can already. Forget the equation.
You want to take the bomb and throw.
Yeah, you practice.
Shortcut, okay?
Practice can already. Don't need graph.
Later I bomb it out the last time. Now, so the question says, part 1. Okay, it is given that initial speed of the shell is 770 meter per second. Okay, meter per second. Now a soldier feels that if the shell is fired at an angle of 50 degrees, it will achieve a maximum horizontal distance traveled. Sketch the graph for d between 0 and pi over 2 and use it to explain why the soldier is wrong. Now actually, the question also got a bit of nonsense here. I think you put 0, 90 degrees for point. Pi over 2 is 90 degrees. Because everything is in degrees, only that range they give in radians, which I think is strange. Okay, but you should know that pi over 2 is 90. Okay, how to show that it's wrong? Now, everybody look here. The equation is this. I'm going to write down here. D equals to v squared sine 2 theta over 9.81. That means I can write it as v squared over 9.81 sine 2 theta. Agree? Correct? Yes or no? Now, if it is theta, I'm going to show you something.
That's the
Go first. If this one is just theta from 0 to 360, sorry, if it's 2 theta, my goodness, I'm explaining why? 2 theta means from 0 to 360 to be 2 cycles. Agree? Yes or no? Correct? Now repeat. First, remember if it's theta only, it's 0 to 360, 1 cycle. Am I right? So if it is sine 2 theta, that means 0 to 360 will be 2 cycles. Okay, now the question wants you to plot from what? 0 to what? 90. So I want to calculate all of you up. If 0 to 360 is 2 cycles, that means 0 to 180 is 1 cycle, right? Correct. How about 0 to 90? It's half cycle, right? Agree? How would a sine curve with half cycle look like? This is the whole cycle. Half cycle means what?
Up, down.
Only until here, right?
Yeah.
This part here, right? The hump here, right? Everybody clear? Okay, now we look at my graph. Okay. My graph will be like this. From 0 to pi over 2 or 90 degrees, it will go like this, right? Okay, now, when it is this part here, pi over 4, it will reach the maximum, right? Correct now. And what pi over 4 is how many degrees? 45. Can you see that this distance d is the highest? That means it's the furthest away when it is 45 degrees, right? But what did the soldier say? 50. Is he correct? No, it's not correct. Okay, so okay, now look here. The maximum distance occurs when theta is 45, hence the soldier is wrong. Everybody clear? The soldier is wrong. Alright? Now, next. Part 2. Let's look at part 2. Find two possible values of theta that will cause the shell to hit a target 10 kilometers away. Now, you must read carefully. The question said D is in meters. So 10 kilometers is 10,000 meters. Do you understand? You must convert it to meters. So I'm going to solve. All of you look here. This one, I use the initial velocity or initial speed. I equate to 10,000, right? I solve, basic angle, solve. So these are the two angles that are possible to hit a target 10 kilometers away. Do you understand? Do you understand? Okay, now last part. Part 3 is the one that I'm doing. Oh, look at part 3. Explain why it is impossible for the shell with a current speed to hit a target 100 kilometers away. Understand? And also another part. What would the minimum speed be for this to happen? You understand what I'm talking about here? You understand the question? Okay, let's read the section again. Explain why it is impossible for the shell with the current speed, that is 770, okay, to hit a target 100 kilometers away. Okay, let's explain this first. Now, can you see that if I plug in the values, all of you look here, I plug in the values, hello? 100 kilometers means 100,000 meters, right? Now, I put like that. The initial speed is 770, am I right? 100,000, okay? I saw. Now, can you see sine 2 theta is 1.6 something? Remember I told you sine, the highest value is what? 1. So, there is no solution. Remember, there's no solution, so it is impossible. Am I right to say that? So, you cannot hit a target that's 100 kilometers away if your initial speed is 770 meters per second. Is that clear? Now, next part, what did they ask for? What would the minimum speed be for this to happen? That means what if I want to hit the 100 kilometers? What would the speed be? What would the minimum speed be? Understand now? Okay, what would the minimum speed be? Okay, that's why I went on to the last page. All of you look at my solution on the last page. Do you agree that I have to sub in? Actually, I'm solving for V. Can you see or not? Okay, I put 100,000 over there. Can you see? Okay, now all of you look I bring over, I get this. Okay, now I'm going to explain this. Okay, all of you please listen. For V to be minimum, V square has to be minimum, okay? Because you square something, it must be minimum square, then you get the minimum. Agree? Okay, now next. For V square to be minimum, sine 2 theta has to be the maximum. Can you look at this one? I want this to be the minimum. So it must be this number over the maximum, right? Correct. When is this maximum? When it is 1, right? Correct. So for V square to be minimum, sine 2 theta is maximum, that means it's 1. So I plug in 1, right? Correct. Then I get this one, 3 centimeter figure, so the minimum is 990 meters per second. Everybody clear now? Everybody clear? Okay. Now, the projectile is being projected this way. Now, can you see that must be between 0 and 90. In fact, it cannot be 90 lah. If it's 90, what will happen? You bomb yourself, no? Come down. Alright? Can it be obtuse? Obtuse will be this way, right? You bomb your own base. You understand what I'm talking about? So you must be alert in what the question is asking. Why you bomb myself? Maybe they think Luz already want to commit suicide or whatever, I don't know. How do I know? I never been to war before. Do you understand?